All right, guys. So we got an interesting story that just broke here from Lizzie Hill and her new website, The Cosmic Circus. In this article, it's stating that Black Panther Wakanda Forever is making plans to shoot at MIT for the movie. Now, in this article, she goes over some of the reasons why that may be. And one of the things that I found very interesting in the article that it was the characters that are planning to, or characters in the MCU that have been or have attended MIT, and what we may be getting here as far as a flashback scene of sorts. So this is very interesting. I'm gonna read a little bit from the article, just from where she states that part about it. All right, so she goes on here. She says, I cannot currently confirm the dates that they'll be actually filming on campus grounds as of yet. It is unusual for MIT to allow production companies to film on the campus itself. However, I have learned that an exception is being considered in this case. I also know that there are plans to film exteriors around near MIT, which may be all they require to get the distinct features of the acclaimed university in shot for the film. Now, questions you might ask are, what are they doing here? Why is this interesting? And well, if it's interesting for a few reasons, mainly because certain Marvel characters that attend MIT, which includes Tony Stark as well, but very notably the first Black Panther film antagonist, Eric Killmonger. Now, this was mentioned in the original Black Panther film that he did go to MIT before serving in the service. So, I mean, right there's the connection. Of course, they did film, I think it was Civil War was at MIT with Tony Stark. And then he came back to talk to the class. Now, another notable student, and let's get further in the article here. It says, you may be wondering if this could be some sort of flashback sequence involving a young Eric Killmonger attending the university. While possible, Michael B. Jordan has yet to be confirmed for his return. I also have very strong doubts about that theory due to the fact that I can't think of how something like that would fit with Killmonger being very dead. Now, I don't think, personally, this is my thoughts, I don't think Killmonger is very dead, but she does say, I have other theories. Now, I will strongly caution that to you that I cannot currently confirm any suspicions I have about why they are there, but think about this, dear readers. You know how there is an Ironheart series to film next year on Disney+. The one with the young genius MIT student named Riri Williams. Yeah, that's the one. Could a filming trip to MIT mean that Riri is in this movie? I say there's a strong possibility, as we already know both Kamala Khan and America Chavez will be appearing in MCU films in the not so distant future. The Marvels and the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Considering Riri will be headlining her own show as well, it's certainly very possible that she will be introduced to the MCU this way as well. Now, just to kind of give my thoughts on that, I think that is a good assumption. I think that definitely could be what's happening here, where you may get like a Riri cameo. I don't know if there's any telling how she would necessarily be a player in the movie as far as long term, but yeah, there could be a scene in there where maybe Eric Killmonger is at MIT and maybe Riri Williams is also in the class, or maybe Shuri is going back and speaking at MIT for the outreach program and Riri Williams is in that class. So, I definitely think there's a good chance that if they're going through all of this to get at MIT, there will be a cameo there. I like that idea, and then that sets her up because her series would be premiering probably, I think, that fall after Black Panther Wakanda Forever comes out in that summertime. So that matches up. I could see that. But to kind of get back on the Eric Killmonger speculation, we did see him you know, with the dagger in his chest, and him, you know, talking to T'Challa. But they're gonna have to be creative with how they do this, and that's the reason why I don't think Eric Killmonger is very dead. Like I said before in previous videos, they could always use a multiverse version of him, which would be a little bit easier to explain, a little bit easier to digest why he's not the bad guy that he was in the original Black Panther. I mean, I always said if things go different in a different multiverse and his father never leaves Wakanda, there's a very good chance that he could have been in line for the throne, as he was related to that family and that bloodline. They could also play it with the what if about T'Challa on the what if cartoon or TV series they got coming on Disney Plus. I believe T'Challa gets kidnapped by the Ravengers from Guardians of the Galaxy, and he ends up having the Peter Quill storyline. So if you go that route and that happens, maybe Eric Killmonger from that timeline is the one that ends up being the king of Wakanda because T'Challa was not there. So there's a lot of interesting ways that they could play that. But just getting back to the original thing, you could still have the original Eric Killmonger who stabbed himself with the dagger, and then they put one of those beads or those little balls that they used for, they used to save Agent Ross. And, you know, that healed the wound and did whatever they needed to do. They certainly have the technology to do that. And it's very reasonable that T'Challa could have spared his life because of the kind of person that T'Challa is. So I could totally see that happening. You know, Eric Killmonger passes out from the dagger. T'Challa pulls out the dagger and puts in one of the little balls. And then he's preserved. And then, you know, Black Panther 2 starts off with him in ICU or something, or waking up and being like, I thought I was dead. So a lot of interesting ways that you could spin that. But I just wanted to you know, report this article, and shout out to Lizzie Hill for a great article she wrote on here. A little trouble trying to read it and record at the same time, but anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. You know, if you think this is a good theory, if it's not a good theory, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I am out.